welcome back to the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show right here in your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.
And remember, our goal is always to guide you to personal and financial wellness.
Well, you're here with the Don and Gino Show. That's right, the Don and Gino Show is new and improved. We have a new studio and we're excited to have you part of it so that we can continue our quest to guide you to personal and financial wellness. Right, Gino?
That's right. And not everything has changed. Some things are still the same because they're great, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So go to donandgino.com. It is our hub. It is our website. It gets you to everything that we do. Personal favorite is the YouTube channel. Go there. Search for whatever you're looking for. Today, our guest has been on with us multiple times, and let's say you're
a couple dozen times.
Yeah, let's say you're interested in what we discussed today. Well, we probably have a couple of years worth of catalogs. So today, we're glad to introduce Myles McNamara. How you doing, buddy?
Hey guys, good to be back. Good to see you.
Great. Well, Myles is with Comfort Keepers in-home care, and I feel like Hair Club for Men, but I'm not. I'm also a client,
a user. That's right. Because Hair Club for Men didn't work, so he went your direction.
Yeah. That's right.
No, but in all sincerity, Myles' company helps my grandmother with care. Just with miscellaneous things. Helps us. I shouldn't even say helps my grandmother. Helps us when we need help with grandma.
Right. And again, you nailed it. It's primarily for our seniors, to keep our seniors in their home. That's where they want to stay. Yep. But for the peace of mind of the adult children, the adult grandchildren, the whatever, it allows them to also then be the grandson or the daughter rather than having to go over and be the caregiver and do the shopping and make sure that the meds are done and make sure that the house is clean and whatever the case is don't be the chore master when you go to see your parents. You know, a comfort keeper can take care of all those things, but primarily seniors want to stay in their own home.
Well, let's just say that I was willing to do all those things. They can still do the difficult things like bathing,
personal care,
shaving, whatever, mustache removal, whatever.
Well, and if grandma's in an adult brief,
grandma has a mustache.
Happens. Yeah. You try being 95.
But it's interesting you say that, Gino, because a lot of times we'll get, I can take care of that, until they have to change mom or grandma's adult brief. Then there's there's dignity thing. There's an issue that you're the grandchild, you're the son. You don't want to change mom's brief. You don't want to help them in and out of the shower.
It's uncomfortable for both sides, I imagine.
Absolutely. So the biggest thing is
Gino's.
But home care is part of a lot of moving parts now that allows our seniors to stay in their own home, because you have home health that are nurses that will come in for a very brief time to wound care, vitals, set the meds, whatever, and then they're gone. Home care is non-medical. We call them activities of daily living, where the helping hand our seniors need to stay in their own home. Could be the bathing and showering, could be meal preparation, could be throwing in a load of laundry. But most important that a lot of people overlook is companionship.
I was just going to say, this may not be exciting, but there's a lot of hours in the day to sit on the couch for a senior that's not working.
That's exactly right.
I mean they just have to sit here for hours and watch TV or read a book or listen to music or do something, and then go eat, and then come back to doing more of nothing for the next 4 hours.
It's that whole human interaction. We call it, actually we've trademarked the term interactive caregiving, where we involve our clients in their own care so that they're not just sitting on the couch and then we're working around them like busy beavers. Is maybe show us your favorite recipe. Let's cook this, cook your favorite brownies, or let's, help me with the laundry, or help whatever, to whatever level they want to participate.
I love the interaction part as opposed to it being clinical, meaning just go in, I changed your bed, I did this, I did that, I left. Right. Now it's engagement, because I know actually Christy's dad has in-home care, and she's family.
Right.
She's literally, they cook together. What are you making today? Oh, I made cookies. Like when we went and visited, it was like, I like his in-home care because
the bond is something special. A lot of my comfort keepers will say it's like having multiple sets of grandparents, because it's a two-way street, and we want the social interaction and the connection with our clients. But obviously, being a caregiver takes a special heart. takes a special compassion. They're doing this because they love it. So there's a bond that creates between our comfort keepers and our clients. Like, with grandma, whenever you guys need to use us, because you sort of use us on an as-needed basis, we go down the road. Who's been with grandma before?
Right.
And if one of those comfort keepers are available, we want that familiarity. So the first thing we do with our as-needed clients is let's go down the roster, who's been with them before, so that they can pick it up right from where they left off.
So let's address that real quick, because I think it's important that you know that this doesn't have to be a full-time service. We've got, like you said, as needed is probably the best way to describe it. And let me give you an example of as needed. Grandma has full-time care. And from time to time, those full-time caregivers need to see their families for Thanksgiving, need to go on their own vacations or do something else, and we're able to fill the gaps. Now, in our case, we have family that's covering most of the care. But for when we don't have family to cover the care, that's where you guys come in and fill that gap for us. And I think it was New Year's, right? I think for grandmas, for Christmas, I think we all wanted to go to grandma's. For Thanksgiving, we all went to grandma's. For New Year's, nobody wanted to go to grandma's. We all wanted to go drink. So,
Grandma, I hope you're not watching this.
I know all those hours in front of the TV. I hope she's not watching us. But at the end of the day, we wanted to make sure that she was with someone safe, cared for, had somebody with her on New Year's Eve, and you guys filled that gap.
Right. And again, we are with some clients 24/7. We are some a few times a week. We are with some that whenever they need us.
Some of you even just run errands for, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Whatever needs to be done. And the thing that's important, and you guys are fortunate enough, Gino, that you have private caregivers that you trust, you've vetted, you've done. That's the only caution I would throw out there for our listeners is that. With Comfort Keepers, we do fingerprint, DOJ, background checks. We, everything's done. So I would just caution people, if someone in your church says, I have a friend who has a cousin who's sister.
I don't know if it's better or worse because mine are family.
Right.
So it's like we're stuck with them. I didn't get a choice.
Exactly.
And you don't want to fingerprint them.
No.
Right. So just keep in mind that whoever you choose, you're bringing them into the home unsupervised with vulnerable seniors. So know who you're getting. I mean, Comfort Keepers, my personal offices have been around for 18 years. But, what type of vetting, what type of training, what type of supervising. We're not with seniors all the time when they're doing well. So you have to know contingency plans. You have to know what their medical situation is. You have to know what to do when things go sideways. So it's really, even though we are non-medical, all my care managers are nurses, just because we interface with the medical, population. So to such a degree, as I said earlier, home health to physicians. Sometimes family will ask us to even go to the doctors with their loved ones. We'll take the notes, and as long as we have the HIPAA release and the permission to do that, then we relay back to the family if they weren't able to go to the doctor's appointment of what happened, what did the doctor say, what's the next step. So it's a real circle of life thing that we get involved in. We come into this world naked and screaming. A lot of times we go out naked and screaming. So it's that dignity that we try to maintain with our seniors, that they're a proud generation. They don't want to be a burden. So that's why we a lot of times call ourselves a valet or a personal assistant, because caregiver has that stigma that you are dependent, that you need help, that you're helpless. Yeah. But we're more, because we are non-medical, we can be the grandson. We can be that personal assistant that comes in and just gives that helping hand that lets our seniors stay in their own home.
Nice. So I know you have multiple offices now. You have Santa Clarita and you have Encino, correct?
Right.
How can they get a hold of you, and best way to look up and find out more info? Because I know you have a really good website too.
Yeah, I hang my hat mostly in my Santa Clarita office, which is 661-287-4200. Best way is go to comfortkeepers.com. Punch in the zip code of in the search bar where you're looking for care. The closest Comfort Keeper will come up for you. As I said, we've got offices in Encino and Santa Clarita, but Comfort Keepers is a franchise. We're all independently owned and operated, but we've got almost 800 offices nationwide. Wow. We're also international now, but basically domestically we've got maybe over 700 offices. So we have a good footprint throughout the entire nation, that wherever your loved one needs care, just go to comfortkeepers.com, punch in that zip code in the search bar, and the closest Comfort Keepers office will come up to you.
Nice, way to go. And obviously a growing need. We have an aging population. And in addition to that growing need, you tend to keep yourself involved with those who need assistance. And there's a growing epidemic right now that, you know, it's hard to talk about, but we need to talk about it. So I'd love to have another segment and talk about something you really dove in deep with, hardcore with helping out with the suicide epidemic and how to recognize that and what to do about it. And you're doing something about it. How about we talk about that when we come back?
And we have an event coming up that sheds light to the darkness, so let's do it.
All right. Thanks for being part of the Don and Gino show. We'll be right back.